It's the vibes, the vibes, the vibes. You already know what we do. So we, here in Challenge Day, we always rocking to something new, something fresh, something exciting. What you got, bro? What vibes you got for us this day?
Couple big movies came out.
Mhm. Yes.
People been
Yes.
anticipating.
Yes.
Fast and Furious 10 or Fast
Bruh.
X, right?
Bruh.
And Little Mermaid, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But a little bit more on Fast and Furious in a second. So
I got smoke for FastX.
this isn't this is just something I've noticed, right? And so I'm not saying this is the vibes for the weekend, but it happened to me. So I'm warning you. That Little Mermaid soundtrack, bro, is whack. I'm sorry, it's trash. It's oh my god,
did you have a different expectation for it though,
bro? Yeah, why not?
It's the Little Mermaid.
But I mean, come on, like Jingle Jangle, that slap.
Okay.
Coco, that slap. You know what I mean? Moana, that soundtrack is great. Like Little Mermaid, why not? The Lion King one, you know what I mean? Like
Lion King had a solid, yeah.
Bro, Little Mermaid. Okay, so I ain't mad at the original soundtrack for Little Mermaid when back then, not what the 90s, right? That's what it was back then. That's what soundtracks was. So it's like I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
But it's 2023. How you gonna remake the same fucking album?
Yeah, that's.
It's the same album from the.
It's weird. It's weird. Yeah.
Okay, so what it could be? So I'm like, what it could be? It could maybe it's me, because this is different. This is like original score.
That's
kind of shit.
That's strange. I thought they would definitely
versus an album from the movie. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy. You can download an album, the music album that plays a lot of the songs that played during the movie, right? Like it was a bunch of 80s tracks, right?
Yeah.
Black Panther, right? It had a score, but it also had an album that Kendrick Lamar produced, right? And it had bangers on there, right? Which was an album, a music album for the motif of the music, right? This is all over the place. They do this all the time, right? So
I'm gonna say this actually real quick with the new Transformers that's coming out. That soundtrack sounds like it might be lit.
Okay,
so I want to point that out.
It might be right. So
it might be, yeah, based on what I've been hearing, yeah.
So dog, that Little Mermaid album, all they did was remake the same fucking. They did the score. They just released the score. Why release the score? Give me an album. Give me some original songs, some original tracks with the motif of the Little Mermaid stuff.
Yeah,
you know? And even if you had to make it appeal to the youth, do that. But give them some good songs. Why wasn't Baby Shark on there? Like if anything, that's still like sis. Like you like paying attention.
Yo, that would be crazy, Baby Shark.
Why was
that would be crazy, Baby Shark was on there?
Not the first track on the Little Mermaid fucking album.
Baby Shark was on that. That would go crazy.
Dog. They would have went wow. They would have went nuts. They would have licensed that shit, dog. They would have done numbers.
Yeah, that's right? A fact.
Come on. So crazy, no, so I just so disappointed, dog. The one song that holds up is "Kiss the Girl." Sha la 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 la, don't see that? You know that one?
Yeah. We love that. Yeah,
we love that song. That song still holds up. Yeah. But dang man, they could have give us an actual album. They did a lot of the freaking like orchestral parts and stuff like that. But they do have some songs. You know what I mean? Like Halle. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Halle. Yep, Halle.
She can sing. She can sing. I mean, and granted, she's singing these fucking whack ass 1995 Little Mermaid songs. Well, whack in retrospect. You know what I mean? They were slapping back then. You know what I mean? I want to sang along back then.
You think it was really her singing them joints though? Like,
I think that was her. Yeah, she's credited. She's credited on the on the album. That it's her singing. She can like so her rendition of Ariel's songs, is really good. It's really well. She is like a vocal artist. She's a vocal artist. So but I could see that through this. I know she's put out other music before. I haven't really been into her stuff. But if as judging by here, I know she can sing. It's just the content. They had to play it safe, I guess, super safe.
Yeah, sure.
So I would not recommend listening to the album, but I just would wish that they would actually give us an actual album. Maybe give Halle some songs on there, right? Also, random honorable mention: Dave Matthews Band came out with a new album, so they still rocking out. I listened to it; it's all right. No, it's all right. They got some good original stuff on there. So give it a listen when you get a chance. What up, fam? It's Darwin, the guy that was just talking. First off, thanks for watching and supporting the show. But I got to give y'all some homework. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to interact with the show. That means 1, hitting that like button, because I know you like our stuff. 2, make sure you subscribe so we can swim our way up your timeline whenever we drop new content. The third thing, please share the channel with your friends. Maybe they'll learn a thing about a thing or two. Oh, last thing, we're over here talking about what y'all talking about. So go ahead and carry that conversation on into the comments. We be up in there too. You mentioned Fast and Furious earlier. Well, you mentioned Transformers.
Yeah.
But Fast and Furious has a dope fucking album they put out. They put out this album. It's a lot of hits on there. Now, okay.
Have you seen FastX?
Actually, yes, I have. Funny you should ask.
I'm gonna let you rock out with that, because
let me pivot real quick and say, let's talk about the movie or the film.
Yo.
The film that I watched in the theater. That's the theater spelled with the E at the end, right? That one. And they got the little thing over the E, right? That Fast and Furious was, it was beautiful.
What?
Really? It was so good.
Yo.
Now, if you took a ball of glitter and inflated it to the size of a hot air balloon.
Okay.
And then hit that bit with a nuke, that still wouldn't be enough chaos to cover what the fuck they did in this movie. The damage they did to every goddamn country they landed on.
Yo. It was so absurd. Like I think I went away from, because I saw it as well. I went away from it and I was thinking.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it, bro. I was so irritated at just like the lack of realism. Right? They had the same. They had the same like crazy CGI and like corny Tyrese lines and all that stuff with him and Lucas. And they always had like the same, and of course the same scene of like, they always got to show them having a party at a drag race with all the women out there. They always got to have like
the drag race.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They always got to have.
But you got it. That's the nostalgia. See, that bit hit me way different. That bit hit me like, that's nostalgia. Yeah. I know what the fuck I'm going to see. Okay.
Yes. And you know, and so I gave
it.
I wasn't as critical about it because I knew what I was going to see. Right. I'm like, this is Fast and the Furious. Right. I'm like, this is Fast and Furious. But bruh, I feel like.
I can't see how you could be disappointed.
Bruh.
You want to see Fast X? Have you seen all the other ones?
I have, but I think this is probably the most egregious one.
What?
This has to.
Yes. It is the most egregious.
This has to be the most egregious one. I agree with that. Like,
that's what made it so beautiful.
Bro, I was mad. I was literally fuming. I
bet the things
how are y'all even more egregious?
I bet the things that you were mad at, were things that I legit.
That you probably
real talk.
Yeah.
I gave it a standing ovation in the middle of the movie.
Oh
my wife grabbed me to sit me down. I was just like, that was just so wild and dumb.
Yo, it was so like, bruh. It was so like.
I don't want to spoil it for people, man. But
I don't want to spoil it either.
This is so.
But bro, I was like, do we?
No, fuck it. I'm gonna say this part. This,
bro.
I'm just saying this online. Did you hit me with the helicopter?
Yo, I was.
Did you hit me with the helicopter?
Yo, I was literally in the movie theater like, bruh, every time something like egregious happened, I was literally like this. I was like this. I was like, oh my, bruh.
Like, dog, it was great, dog. It was the funniest movie. It should win Best Comedy.
Yo.
It should win Best Comedy. They should put it up.
I can see you arguing that.
Dog, I was laughing so hard in that theater, dog. It was just so wild to me.
I was like, this is so egregious. I can't even like. I was literally.
I was on the edge of my seat just to see how they go. Cause here's the thing. I
had to stop myself from walking out like 3 times. I ain't gonna, like I was like, I'm like, yo, this is out of control.
Here's the thing.
Like,
I know. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they've gotten to the point where I'm talking about homie. I'm talking about dog, Ludacris and Tyrese went to space in a car that they built in a garage somewhere.
Jesus Christ, bro!
They did that. This nigga defeated a submarine with a car.
Yes. He outran a submarine.
He did this and he jumped over it and everything.
And jumped over,
It jumped over it with the car. There's nothing. So this reminds me of like maybe gun culture in America, where it's like everything is resolved if you got a gun. You know what I mean? In America, everything if you got a gun, right?
Yes.
In Fast and Furious, as long as you got a car, as long as you got a car,
there's nothing you can't do. Nothing you can't do.
So it's two things. But see, this is important though. A car and family. I love it. I was like, there it is again. He's gonna do the thing. It was so predictable.
God, yeah, it was.
It was so predictable. Thought this shit was so hilarious.
From beginning to end, it was.
You gotta watch it again. And
maybe I'll watch it again.
And look at it. Look at it for what it's gonna get nominated for.
And what
it's gonna get nominated for Best Comedy. It's gonna get nominated. Look at it in that eye. If you look at it in that lens, bro, the shit was hilarious. So that's part of the vibe. Go check that out, right? But the album that came out was pretty good. It's a lot of songs on there. It's a 2-parter. They got the first section is more like these things are weird now because you used to have A side and B side when you had tapes, you know what I'm saying, or records. But so it's all one long list. But it's two sections to it, where one is more street hip hop, Fast and Furious motif again is a lot of street stuff, you know what I mean, gang stuff, family talk, loyalty and all that kind of stuff, So you got, these cats are making these songs. Some pretty good songs on there. I recommend checking it out. But the other half is more of a Latin flair, So you have some songs that are actually in Spanish. You have
like reggaeton. You got reggaeton in there as well.
You got reggaeton and stuff like that there. These sort of sounds and stuff that you would hear, and then the culture again that is of the motif of the movie. So I appreciate that. It doesn't have to be the actual score of the movie, which has like car chase scene music. You know what I mean? Dun 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 dun. You know what I mean?
Or one thing I do remember from watching the movie, the soundtrack was fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like watching the movie, like and listening to the sound, it was fire. So I can.
So they have a pretty good soundtrack, good, and the album is actually good. So I recommend checking out that album. Yeah. One thing I will say seriously though about like it's weird to take something so serious from a silly exercise like the Fast and Furious franchise.
yeah.
But the concept of family, right? Yeah. And when you see who comes to, who got his back, right? Who got his back? Who comes to his defense, to come on his team when you need it the most. These are people that he has bonded with and formed a relationship along the way of this whole
Yes.
journey, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Paul Walker is part of that family. You know his character,
Yeah.
even and by this I'm slightly talking about Vin Diesel, but I'm
Mhm.
more talking about Dom, the
Yeah.
character,
Yeah.
right? Where when he says family, he's not just talking about blood.
Mhm.
There's something to be said about the people that we have
That you actually
collected
choose.
over the years that
Yes.
you choose,
Absolutely. Mhm.
right? Because I know I have people that I choose to love and consider as family.
Mhm.
Um, that would even be like in my will or some shit,
Mhm.
um, that are not blood,
Mhm.
and I chose them, and
Yeah.
they've chosen me,
Mhm.
and so we've been rocking with each other. We rock with each other for a long ass time,
Yeah.
and he has the same kind of not the a dilemma, but the same kind of paradigm.
Mhm.
Dom is that all these people that we've seen in these movies that have been collected and building this team, when they call family dinner, you see they sit on that big ass table. It's
Yeah.
all this people that are really friends
Yeah.
and associates that are like
Mhm.
family now.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and so I appreciate those people in
Mhm.
my life, and I really like the family that we're closer to our actual blood relatives, closer to some, more distant to others,
Mhm.
and they had that same relationship with us. I mean, some of
Yeah.
them don't really know don't even know my American name. They only know me by my Haitian Dadu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's but in general, um, I would say I really like the family that I've built. I'm
Mhm.
not saying in comparison to my blood relative or anything like that, but I'll make this definitive statement in and of itself that I really like the family that have been able to build.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think that's a good point. Because I can kind of relate in that same sense as like, you've heard that same you probably heard this phrase before where like you don't choose your family members, but you choose who you call a friend, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
you do choose the friends that you associate the people that you associate with that you end up calling friends. Um, and I have some friends that I met years ago. One of my good friends that I met back in what 2011 when I was at Georgetown, and I met her husband in 2015. Like we got cool in 2015, um, and we just had a great relationship just off back. And fast forward to 2023, I'm the godfather to one of their kids. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
And yeah, and I love this girl like she's my like she's my own daughter. You know what I'm saying? Which in all actuality, she kind of is. If obviously if there were something to happen, God forbid, there's something to happen to him, that's she would be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and obviously I'm like I would even be a part of their will and like even just taking care of her. So I mean, which is a great honor as being a godfather. Um, but it's telling of that relationship, right? And people who that you call family that aren't necessarily from the same family tree or even of the same bloodline as you. But it's telling of the people that you have that type of relationship with, right? Because there are definitely some like my friends and people that I've even built relationships with here, like in the DMV. I could honestly say that I'm absolutely closest to them than I am with quite a few people in our in our family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're right about that. Like, just that whole concept of family is something that is
It's
near
not
and
it's not
dear.
it's not necessarily
It's
as
not.
traditional
Yeah.
as we thought. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
as it's been portrayed, as it has to be this specific
Families can be built.
nuclear thing. Yeah, it
Yeah,
can evolve.
it
The
actually be
concept
built.
of
Yep.
family can
Mhm.
evolve. Um, and it's the people that care about you and that you care about that matter the most. So regardless of
Mhm.
what other people might think about, what I mean, your circle,
Mhm.
or the direction that you should go, um, look to those people that have been fucking with you, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like
Yeah.
when you're gonna get a tight spot, those people are the ones that you can,
Absolutely.
it's particularly, it's and you
Absolutely.
gotta be there for them too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Check on them.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Don't expect that you know, oh, everybody got an answer to whenever I'm
Mhm.
down or something like that, you know, and but you may be the first one tested.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't been down yet, and then it's like you still been up, and all of a sudden your boy is down. You're gonna
Absolutely.
have to look
And
out and be there for
yeah,
them. So
yeah, and there's been times where like some of these people I was just talking about as far as me, there's been times where like, yeah, I had to come through. Like they had a situation, something like that, and they were like, "Yo, can you help us out?" Like, yeah, for sure. Like, you know,
mhm.
even, and this is the important point. Even when it wasn't convenient,
Yeah.
even when it wasn't convenient, there are times where I went out my way, you know what I'm saying, to look out because I value their friendship that much.
And I'll say, and I'll
You know what I'm
say,
saying?
and I'll say to pivot back to the
Yeah.
fast movie here is
Mhm.
that Dom does that.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
does that a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
his friends all show up for him, but
Yeah.
he sacrifices a lot for them too,
Absolutely.
right?
Mhm.
He sacrifices himself for
Mhm.
them on
Mhm.
several instances,
Yeah,
for
he puts
themselves.
himself in himself in countless compromising situations, and which gives us the best action scenes.
Yeah,
So
and
I
the
think we can
most
appreciate
ridiculous.
that.
So the last
The
thing I
most
was gonna
ridiculous
say,
ones.
and
Yeah.
I almost forgot about it, was that
Mhm.
it's not that I know they're gonna give me ridiculous. They've gone so
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like I said, they send a car to space, they jump
Yeah.
over submarines,
Yeah.
but there's a point where they can get where it's like, oh, that was just lame, cause
That's
like,
true.
you know what I mean?
That's
It's
true.
like
Just being extra. Yeah,
because
that's
they've
true.
done so much already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
something like, are they able to keep that same energy,
Mhm. Yeah.
bruh? You almost walked out that movie that says yes. They kept that same
Really?
energy.
Is that how you received it?
There's like we either want people to love this movie or hate this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all we
That's a
want. So
fact.
we just gonna go
That's a fact.
hard,
Hmm.
bro. They was so ridiculous, dog.
Like
They was so egregious.
it was the perennial Fast and the Furious movie.
Yeah,
Like everything that you everything that you associate Fast and the Furious was, they put all of that in this movie.
all of
Literally.
that. And guess
Everything.
what?
Yep.
There's gonna be more.
Yes, because there was a part 2. So
Yeah, so that's far. All right.
mhm.
The other thing I was listening to
Yeah.
this weekend was actually this Brandy Clark album.
Mhm.
She's a country singer, a little bit folk, a little bit country folk. Great storytelling. Hey man, why Smokey couldn't get these writers, bruh? Why Smokey couldn't get
I love that connection you just made.
Hey
That was
dog.
excellent. That was excellent. I gotta give you that one.
I ain't even really need to think, but my
That
brain
was
just went there, bro. Because I'm listening to it and I'm
that was
like,
well timed and accurate.
I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, this is great storytelling. And you know, it's country music too, you know, so
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not always my go-to,
Mm,
you know what I mean? Although I
mm,
do listen from time to time, and so like it's gripping and
mm.
and she's saying, she's pouring her all into these songs, and I was thinking like,
But a lot of country singers though, a lot of them come from like a singer songwriter background though. Like a lot of them are natural writers. So it makes a lot of sense. I mean, I'm sure they have
yeah,
like, ghost writers too,
she was
but
a
they're coming.
singer-songwriter,
Yeah,
you
a
know,
lot of them are naturals. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
matter of fact, I think she's been nominated for a Tony for a play
Hmm.
that she wrote the music for, I think.
Ah, that's impressive.
So that she's doing
Oh,
that
so she legit.
while
Okay.
dropping her own album um
Mm,
here, and it's a self-titled album,
mm,
Brandy Clark.
okay.
It is
So is this like her coming out
no,
album kind of
she's
thing?
had other albums before, but this is like her more, I'd say I've been reading up on it,
Mhm.
and it's probably her more personal album. There's a lot of personal stories in there. Some of the stories are pretty shocking, so I'm like, I
Mm,
don't know, you know what I mean? Like, will you
mm,
really tell that much about yourself?
mhm.
But some of them are personal stories, and um she's had other albums before. I think she has like five other albums.
Ah, okay.
I don't. Oh, they mentioned here in the article. Okay, so listen. So, the Country Music Association Song of the Year honored 11-time Grammy nominated singer songwriter was recently nominated for a Tony Award for the Broadway musical Shucked, which she composed alongside songwriter Shane McNally. Listen up,
Mm,
your ears should go up.
mm.
Clark could be halfway to an EGOT, an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award wins, right? But still searching for the solo country artistic superstardom. Okay,
Mm.
so
Mm.
this is her self-titled album, but it
Yeah.
doesn't say. I think it says that she's had other albums out before.
Mhm.
But that's what it is. It's country music. You know, it's slow paced, but it's very like you have to like really listen in. You got to get the lyrics in.
Mm.
The vocals is amazing as well. She's a great singer.
Okay.
But the lyrics are even better, and you know, I guess that she must have got it in before the writers' strike.
Yeah, for
she
real.
must have got it in for the writers'
Yeah.
strike. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they being affected over there in the music industry as well. But them's the vibes.